Hello everybody. I'm out on the little road going toward the tin shed where I usually go out looking for snakes and fossils on the road. And it's really hot. I wasn't prepared for this heat. I figured it was late afternoon and it was starting to cool off from earlier today, and it doesn't seem like it's cooled off any at all. I'm out of breath. I'm a little dizzy. My water's cold, so I'm trying not to chug it because it'll shock the system. I know it will. And probably end up passing out, so I don't want to do that. I've been in this predicament a couple different times now. One time I didn't bring enough water. I am already starting to head back home. I'm on my second bottle of water already. And I'd only come out just to really make, you know, 1 or 2 sweeps down the road and then head back to the house. I wasn't planning on being here long, but I wasn't planning on this heat either. This is crazy heat. I mean, it's only like 92, but the heat index makes it like 100, maybe 101. I'm not even sure. I have to check it in a few minutes to see what the heat index is putting it, because it's really humid out. I mean, I look soaking wet, but that's because I'm sweating my butt off really bad. I hear airboats all over the place. Sorry, I gotta put my phone on my knee because my arms are shaking. I got some peanut butter crackers in here. I'm gonna go ahead and eat some of them. Just in case the sun has made my blood sugar go down a little low. I mean, it has been a few hours since I've eaten, so that's why I always keep these little guys right here on me. Yeah, little peanut butter crackers. The peanut butter actually helps me a lot with my blood sugar. In the heat, my blood sugar goes really too low. I am borderline diabetic as it is, the doctors say. I've always been hypoglycemic, which is low blood sugar. But I'm 50 years old now and I'm not in the best health like I used to be. So like my mom always tells me, you're no spring chicken, boy. You can't do all that stuff you used to do when you were younger. It's taking a toll on you because you're too old for some of that stuff. I'm like, no, I'm never too old. Hey, you're only as old as you let yourself feel or be. I mean, it's kind of a mental thing to me. That's what I tell people. I'm disabled and I force myself out of the house just to do something, to get out of the boring house. Sitting around all day and during this quarantine stuff is absolutely asinine. There's no way I could stay in the house that long. So I've been coming outside, or at least outside of the house, wandering around, maybe throwing a magnet out the back door, fishing out the back door of the house. Staying in the house is just, no, it's just, I can't. Sounds like he's coming this way. They do come like across the water from right over here and actually come across this and go over that way and then go across the other part of the peninsula and then over into the water on the other side, because this peninsula goes way out. It's about 1.5 miles of just right beside the Kissimmee River on Lake Okeechobee. There used to be old houses out here back in the 1800s. They were like little cabin type things, and they were all fishermen cabins. People that used to fish, like commercial cat fishermen on the lake way back when. This lake used to be stocked so full of different fish. Back then, it was unreal. It was a fishing paradise. Today, it's still a fishing paradise, but not as much as it used to be. There are a little bit of pollution on the lake, yes. Not as much as what the damn media says, that's for sure. And I don't even want to get into that, because they're all full of crap. There's still really nice big fish out here. The water's hardly polluted enough to be killing fish. I remember seeing that thing on online. Then they showed it on Miami News for ABC or MSNBC or what, I don't remember, but saying that the lake was totally polluted, all the fish were dead, and they showed a city with huge skyscrapers, like, I don't know, 10-story buildings and stuff, and said, this is the city of Okeechobee, and it's deserted. Everybody left. That was actually Chernobyl. And they showed dead fish in the lake there in Chernobyl. Whenever all that happened, they took like still photos from a video. And then they showed actually video from way back when from some other fish kill-off in Switzerland, I believe. I can't remember exactly where that was, or Finland or something. But it wasn't even here in the U.S. It wasn't here in Florida, that's for sure. They showed trees that weren't Florida trees. You see the trees behind me? That's Florida trees. That's Florida palmetto bush and palmetto trees. That's what's here. And cypress trees. We got, I mean, right around here, there's no cypress trees, but it's because it's kind of a high ground area. There's no cypress trees here. But anyway, I'm starting to feel a little better. I haven't eaten any of these crackers yet, but drinking a little bit of the drink, sitting in the shade, feeling a little better. Not dizzy like I was a little bit ago. But I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to eat me some crackers with my water and chill for a little bit anyway. But anyway, just real quick back on the Okeechobee news situation. The lake is not as bad off as what the news says. It wasn't. It's not even close. And there's some people from the coast that swear up and down, oh, they've been to Lake Okeechobee, and yes, it's horrible. And no, they haven't. Because if they have, they'd have footage of what it really still looks like. It looks nothing like what they describe at all. So, they're all a bunch of liars, and it's all because of the election year and some of these idiots that want elected into office of governor and all this other stupid high, board kind of stuff. And it's ridiculous. They tell all kinds of lies. They say how they're going to fix it up. Yeah. Did they tell you how they're doing all the stuff around the lake? Yeah, putting in these new locks and everything. Yeah, they didn't mention it's going to take 20 years to complete 1 or 2 of these things. And they're trying to work on 9? Ain't going to happen, buddy. They're going to be working on this shit for about 20 or 30 years. Easy. And they're blocking all these, they're throwing all kinds of granite rock along the edges of the lake. And that's ruining things. You know why? Because the natural species of turtles and amphibians and reptiles that are in here, they can't climb up over all these rocks and get to the nesting area on the high ground like this stuff here. This is all nesting area. Now, if they got all them rocks in the way, they can't even get to their nesting area, so they can't lay eggs. They get egg bound. They die. And whenever all of them are doing this, what happens? It's called an extinction level. Everything starts to die off, reptile-wise. Gators, yeah, they might be able to climb over some of the rocks, but not all of them. Some of the areas are really, really big, thick, huge rocks, coral rock, granite rock. And I've seen tons of turtles of all kinds inside, in between rocks, dead, stuck, where they could not get out, and they're just dead. And some that spit all their eggs out, but still, they died, and there's eggshells everywhere where the animals just ate them, and it's a shame. So, in the midst of them saying they're fixing the lake, they're ruining it at the same time. The ecosystem, they're screwing it up even more. The government. Leave things to the government, and they will mess things up more than what it was already. And they're already working on it. They're already working on messing things up even worse. Why can't they just leave something that works alone? I don't understand it. It's incomprehensible. Anyway, enough of my rant. I'm going to eat these crackers, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.